I feel like where I am in life and my whole destiny came from a road of suffering.
Being scared and being delighted are so similar in that you sort of get this bubbly adrenaline for both.
You couldn't bring that big old cold press machine over, but you're going to make a smoothie for us today. Sir Ken Gray, he has come back to town and bringing with him all the wares that everyone wants.
I think music chose me. I don't know that I actually decided on it. I couldn't get it out of my soul.
You know, this job is absolutely exhausting. We have so many interviews that we have to take care of that we've decided to divide and conquer. And I'm a little jealous because this week, our own Tim Estilos is out in California. He has interviewed the likes of Will Smith, you know him, and is it Kirsten Dunst, right? And then what were the other people, Jacob, that you know? Jesse Plemons. I mean, he was on the Warner Brothers studio stage, which is like a mock-up of a downtown area. Super cool experiences, and we have actually paid him to bring that back to the Spiel, so you will be experiencing that very, very soon. Also, this week, phenomenal guests. We actually have two talented ladies coming in. One wrote an incredibly good song because of a horrific relationship. So that's done really well for her. And then also another of our guests performed a violin in a video, and it might have been with the cast and crew of Game of Thrones. But anyway, a great show. We have those two talented ladies are coming in. Also, he's being called the Duke of Paducah. I guess they're getting ready to do some sort of reality show with Ken Gray. He's actually Sir Ken Gray, and he is a design expert. You have seen him all over the country, all over the world doing designs and having his work before an audience, a very large audience, which he happens to enjoy very much. And after so long, we have Juice Cap on. How long have we tried to get Juice Cap, Daniel?
A hot minute.
A hot minute. That is one of those places where you go in and they have this cold pressed juice where you combine carrots and ginger and lemon, and it makes you feel incredible and it tastes great. Also, people have been missing her. The 5 minutes of movement with Autumn. She is on hiatus, so we thought today we would just give you some stretches that you could do on your own, and it could help you feel a certain way when and if you need this. And we have a phenomenal member of our team that has agreed to help us out. Jacob, young Jacob here. All right, look, I'm going to show you. We're going to do it right here on the rug, so go ahead and get down there on the rug. Get on the rug, Jacob. All right, here we go. There is your first stretch.
No way.
Okay, sit on your butt. Okay, perfect.
All right.
Good job.
A little more straddle.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna stretch over, okay? So this is the area that causes stiffness and lower back pain from lack of stretching.
I'm
this
feeling
area,
the lower back pain.
it must be stretched daily, and then you're going to feel much better. Okay, right here. Go ahead and get in that position.
That's how I sleep.
Okay. You sleep like that?
Yes.
Doing this pose for 5 minutes a day. It is super calming for the mind, okay? It's great for your digestion. It elongates the lower back, and it opens up the hips.
See,
Do you
started
feel
as a joke, but now I'm stretching.
All right, you can stand now. Here you go. Bend over, okay? So, now I don't think you're supposed to bounce. Does that hurt you? The standing forward bend. Just bend.
I'm just going limp.
Stretches the hips, the hamstrings and calves. It strengthens the thighs and the knees, and it keeps your spine strong and flexible. Do you feel strong? Okay, go back down.
What?
This is great. Okay, go ahead and lay down. I'll help you. Lay down.
Pulled this off of Google Images. Okay, wait, I need to see it again.
Lay down and push up. You're going to lay down and push up.
What's the best angle
Okay.
for this?
This is called the bridge pose. Go ahead.
Whoa,
I feel like a
this is
bridge.
Game of Thrones right here.
Did you know that it stretches the chest,
Yeah.
the neck,
Yeah.
spine,
Feel it.
and hips?
Oh, totally.
Strengthens the back, the buttocks, and the hamstrings, and it improves circulation of blood. It helps alleviate stress and mild depression.
Oh, dude,
So-
I'm feeling less sad.
Great. Okay, go ahead and stand up. And here we go. Here's your final one.
This is how Brandon holds the
There
camera.
you go. There you go. There's your final
You have
one.
to do this one with me, though.
Okay.
I think we gotta just get.
Right,
this
we're gonna
is
get
a
down.
Sumo.
It stretches your hips, your groin, and chest. Hey,
The chest.
Chest,
I guess
yes.
to keep the back straight.
it tones and strengthens the core muscles, strengthens the quadriceps and inner thigh muscles, and it restores the shoulders, arms, and upper back.
Arms.
Rob, did you know?
Yes.
Okay.
I walk in on Rob doing these all the time.
You feel good? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
feel
Just
limber.
5 minutes a day, and your life will be changed forever.
See, I know this is a bit, but I feel like feel pretty loose.
Feel pretty loose. Great. We hope our guests feel that way too. We'll be right back.
I reached for my Bible and I just opened it up and just looked at the words, and I saw Psalm 116 verse 4, which says, "Oh God, help me." And I said, that's the prayer for me.
And so when someone tells me that, I'm part of a cult classic or a cult movie, I'm always like, oh my gosh, that's such a compliment, because that is coming from people who, quite frankly, are snobs.
This past year has been a difficult year in the medical field and a difficult year for patients as well. We have established a program that allows for video visits. We offer video visits 7 days a week, 365 days a year. By offering video visits, patients can be seen and evaluated in the comfort of their own home. Christopher Rural Health offers 12 clinics throughout Southern Illinois, and we'll be happy to help you in any way we can.
She is living a lifestyle of worship. Jean Watson is here with us. I'm absolutely thrilled. Even in the warm-up, I mean, you gave me goosebumps, and there's something about the violin. And then now when I sit down and learn of your beautiful story, it's most certainly a testimony that we have to share.
Well, I'm so excited to be here, and I can't wait to share it with you.
We all have to experience pain to know what the pleasure is in life. And you talked about how, at times you may feel like you're dealt a bad hand, but then that hand was played perfectly.
I feel like where I am in life and my whole destiny came from a road of suffering, and some of that was bad choices on my part. Some of that was just life happening, and I had a lot of regret about the pain in my life, but found out later that it was that pain that led me to the place of my destiny. I started playing the violin when I was 7. I grew up in a musical family.
Okay.
And so by the time I was in high school, I knew that music was what I wanted to do with my life. But at the same time, I had a strange fascination and a love for the land of Ireland. When I was in 9th grade, I made a picture of Ireland for a social studies class. And as I graduated from high school and went to music school, I carried this little green picture with me. So I graduated from music school. I pictured myself having a great career as a classical musician. I got a master's degree in violin performance and had all these big city dreams for myself and carrying my little picture. And then I got married, had 4 children, ended up moving around the country quite a few times, and life didn't go the way I planned.
Right, you wound up as a single mom, which
Right.
happens to people.
Exactly. And so we don't plan these things, but instead of fulfilling my musical aspirations and going to Ireland, I ended up as a single mother of 4, struggling to survive on food stamps and fell into a deep depression at that time in my life.
But then you find faith and healing through music, and that picture is somewhere, even if it's put away, you know, it's there, and you have already put it out there and you have proclaimed it for yourself.
Right.
Talk about how we begin to reach those
Right.
goals and that destination.
Right. And so that picture was still there, and just this little faint hope that maybe there was hope for that dream to be a reality. I knew that I was supposed to do something with music in my life. And so it was at this very low point in my life that I was lying on the bed in the middle of the day. This is how depressed I was. 4 kids running around, and I just can't even get out of bed. And so I reached for my Bible, and I just opened it up and just looked at the words, and I saw Psalm 116, verse 4, which says, "Oh God, help me." And I said, that's the prayer for me. And after I prayed that prayer, some amazing things happened. Strange things happened. The phone rang right after the prayer, and I'm thinking, should I pick it up? You know, this
God,
little
is this
scare-
you?
Hello? And so I picked it up, and it was the most amazing conversation. There's a stranger on the other end of the line, and he said, "Is your name Jean Watson, and do you play the violin?" And I'm thinking, are you a telemarketer?
Right.
And then secondly, how does anybody know I play the violin? Because at that point, I hadn't played for many years.
Wow.
So this was creepy. This man turned out to be the concertmaster of our local symphony. He had heard my name mentioned in a restaurant the night before. And he said, "I have gone through the phone book calling all the Watsons." True story, until I found one that played the violin. Is this you?
That is incredible.
And so he asked me to play for him, and I did, and that audition led to a position playing in a professional orchestra. So now I'm feeding my kids, doing something that I love, and
You're
God's,
famous.
and God's beginning to heal my heart.
I love that. And you know what's so great about your story, and we're most certainly going to get to those performances, but that fresh perspective from the Word of God. And you've gone in now and shared it with prisoners and other people who have been dealt, you know, some hardships in life. Why do you feel it's important to carry that? How do you share that story, and how do you inspire others with that?
Because, you know, pain is our common denominator as human beings. And we try to escape it. We try to fill it with stuff. We try to get away from pain, and we don't like it. And so I feel like my message is we're gonna go through difficult things. We're going to make mistakes in life. And instead of getting stuck in those mistakes, I love to encourage people, inspire people that if we'll give those mistakes back to God, He can use them for something amazing, and even use them to propel us into our
Absolutely.
destiny. Yeah.
I mean, we're never alone, and there's no burden too heavy for Him to bear if you just turn it over and let Him do that for you. So I also love the title of your book, Everything Can Change in 40 Days. That's a title a lot of people will grab. It's like, okay, I need change.
Yes, and so as I went on my journey of healing, which eventually led to recording music of my own and having the Lord provide the finances for that miraculously, and then years later, my music becomes heard and known, not here in the United States, but in Ireland. And
I love that for us.
I know, and it just resonated there, and at just the right time, the doors opened for me to fly into the land of my childhood dreams, and so I get to travel to Ireland a lot, and I now have a radio program there where I can inspire people every week to just keep hoping, keep believing, and not to be stuck in their pain, but give it back to God.
Life is so much fun. I know the guys have already asked for your autograph and picked your brain about having done some work with the Game of Thrones and the cast and crew there. So do you want to share a little bit about that experience?
Sure. Just briefly, I had recorded a song called St. Patrick's Breastplate based on an ancient prayer of St. Patrick. And so I decided I wanted to do a music video, found a videographer in Ireland, and he had this vision of staging it with a medieval sword fight. And he happened to be connected with Game of Thrones, was able to hire some professional sword fighters and some of the cast and crew. And so we just had this surreal experience. And we filmed the video in the very places where St. Patrick lived and worked. And so it was, talk about goosebumps.
Yeah, just an incredible talent and God-given, studied, and you're using it to help other people. So bless you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So I'm going to step out and let you do your
All
thing.
right.
All right. Thanks
okay.
again.
Thanks.
My name is Bill Connell. I teach for the massage therapy program at Johnny Logan College. Students can develop their skills in basic Swedish massage, sports massage, and seated massage. They get to express their skills in an individual way when they're working with their client.
My name is Chelsea Greenwood. I am a personal trainer. I can already apply a lot of the things I'm learning in my classes to my profession now.
My students almost always have job offers before they finish the program. There's a big demand for massage therapists in Southern Illinois.
Christ be with me and within me, Christ behind me and before, Christ to fight for me and win me, Christ to comfort and restore, Christ beneath me and above me, Christ in quiet and in danger, Christ in hearts of those who love me, Christ in mouth of friend and stranger. Christ be with me and within me, Christ behind me and before, Christ to fight for me and win me, Christ to comfort and restore, Christ beneath me and above me, Christ in quiet and in danger, Christ in hearts of those who love me, Christ in mouth of friend and stranger. Christ in every heart that's broken, Christ in every joy and pain, Christ in every hour that's spoken, Christ in sun and moon and rain, Christ in resting and in rising, Christ the Lord of all my life, Christ to guide me and to shield me, Christ protecting me in strife. Christ be with me and within me, Christ behind me and before, Christ to fight for me and win me, Christ to comfort and restore.
haunted, Mr. Scary.
Haunted?
Yes, haunted.
This house?
Yes.
Haunted.
Basically, Gabe plays a realtor named Richard Scary. It's a good guy who wants to help a family member in need.
Because I happen to be an enormous fan of Charlie Daniels, you decided to remake one of his most famous songs, The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Hi, I'm Katie Rawls. I'm the licensed clinical professional counselor here at Fairfield Community Health Center. So we continue to offer individual outpatient therapy, family therapy. We also offer video visits. I enjoy doing individual and family therapy. I like to get to know the patients and the longevity of the things that they're going through, the challenges that they go through, and I love to see the success in the end. The biggest thing we want people to know going through any struggle, whether it's depression, anxiety, grief, we want you to know that you are not alone and that we are here for you.
Haunted? What, like by a ghost?
Are you here to see the house?
I would focus just on getting rid of the property as quickly as possible.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Estilos with the Spiel on Entertainment, and I'm here with actress Janet Varney to talk about the 10th year anniversary re-release of the comedy horror cult film titled The Selling. Janet, it's a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you so much for having me, Tim. This is a movie I love so much, and I'm always happy to talk about. I'm so proud of being a part of it.
Yeah, well, I had a chance to catch it last night and watched it. I really, truly enjoyed it and was wondering, how did I miss this film over the past decade? But I'm better late than never.
You know what? It's just gotten sweeter, funnier, and better in the last 10 years. It's ripened in age like a beautiful wine.
This is the pantry. Lots of cupboard space. A bit drafty sometimes. This is the kitchen. Running water.
Tell our audience about not only your role in this film, but what the film's about.
It is a horror comedy in the truest sense of the word. It's really hard to balance funny and scary. And I think, and hopefully, Tim, you agree, this movie nails it. It's got heart. There's some really sweet, tender moments. There's some crazy goofball moments and some real suspense. And, you know, this is all coming from a very little indie movie. And it was so impressive to see everybody putting it together. So basically, Gabe plays a realtor named Richard Scary. If the name sounds familiar, it's because it's very similar to a children's book author that many of us enjoyed pop-up books from.
I'm Richard Scary, like the children's book author.
What children's book author?
There was a children's book author named Richard Scary. Would you like to see the place? Yeah, sure.
Fitting for a horror film, so that's pretty good.
Fitting for a horror film.
Yes.
And he ends up, you know, he needs money. It's that classic conceit of, you know, a good guy who wants to help a family member in need, needs money, takes on trying to sell this house that is pretty clearly haunted right from the jump, and then is also forced to contend with his sort of frenemy nemesis at the realty company, Mary Best, who I have the pleasure of playing. You know, he meets somebody quirky and adorable along the way, finds a little romance, again, has some great moments with the character of his mom, and it's just a tight, great story that is, I think it just works. It works for me in the way that, say, The Frighteners works, in that, you know, that's just one of my favorite horror comedy movies because it just doesn't pull its punches in any direction. And I think it really works for that reason.
Having worked as an ensemble together, or at least together in other forms, it must have been a lot of fun doing not only the script comedy, but there were some moments of some physical comedy that must have been fun to work with.
Gabe is such a gifted and well, Etta is too. Gabe and Etta, you know, they have another wonderful movie called Deani and Divine Meet the Apocalypse, which means something different to a lot of us these days, but is also a great thing to watch. But, you know, they are both so comedically gifted in terms of timing and almost clowning the physical stuff that, you know, you're not relying on words in those moments.
You're not Richard!
Sometimes the bedroom closet becomes a portal to the spirit realm.
And I think they infuse the whole movie with that.
What are some of the main elements of this film or the aspects of it that you think has such resonance and such longevity?
I think the comedy is so funny and so smart. And while it doesn't take itself too seriously, it's a very confidently written script. And I know that that's because there was so much work put into it by everybody on the team. But obviously, Gabe was he just wanted it to sing. I mean, that's a cliche, but you do want a comedy script to really sing.
Well, again, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. I really enjoyed this film, and I'm hoping that it even picks up an even bigger following as it's with this re-release, okay?
Thank you for helping spread the word. That means the world to us. I really appreciate it. We all do.
My pleasure. We have been talking with actress Janet Varney about the 10th anniversary re-release of the comedy horror film, The Selling. It's great fun. I say go out and see it. You'll really enjoy it. You'll laugh, you'll be scared, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah. Did you think you could get away from me so easily, Richard?
Richard, why are you acting so strangely? Honey.
When we come back, all things goodness, good for you from the Juice Cap. So right there. You're looking at some of these pictures. This is Gray Manor that we took years ago. I mean, look at this guy. He goes all out. There's still the mirrored dining room is one of my favorite creations of all time.
It was one of my favorite creations too.
My name is Grace Freilich, and I'm in the cosmetology program. I have heard a lot of good things about the program here at John A. This program is good and they help you, and if you have questions, they answer them. They want you to succeed. I was actually amazed whenever I walked in here the first time. They have everything. Our dispensary has literally everything that we need. Why would you go anywhere else? John A. Logan.
Hey guys, if you like the show, follow us on all of our social media.
That's pretty good. Now it's cute.
Hi, my name is Dr. Val Christie. I'm a pediatrician here at Christopher Rural Health. Here at Christopher, we offer video visits, so it's like FaceTiming your doctor. So there's a lot of things we can tackle with video visits. As a pediatrician, you know, we can diagnose rashes, different types of cough, and I want to guarantee too that this information through the video is secure. It's just between you and the provider. We welcome you to come anytime for all your healthcare needs for your child or for yourself.
And today we are spieling it in our kitchen, brought to you by Prairie Farms. We have tried and begged and visited and left cards, and finally she is here. From the Juice Cap, you're a star. Introduce yourself.
My name is April Martinez. I'm owner and operator of the Juice Cap. My husband is Antonio Martinez. He is the official juicer now, and then we have many team members that work for us as well, and we could not do it without them.
Awesome. Well, that's always important, is to remember that team and the hubby who, you know, came out and took the business card and insisted that you come over, because I think before you were avoiding my calls and my texts and my pleas to come on. But anyway, you have found a way to combine these things and make it amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes. Where did this desire come from? Why did you start doing it?
We've had a love and a passion for food and fruits and vegetables, and we felt like there was a void here. So this was a way for us to fill that void and get some goodness out there to everyone.
And I tell you, I love all of your combinations, very colorful. And what you'll notice immediately when you buy from April is that everything's dated, because it has a shelf life, and she needs you to come in because it's not pasteurized and you need to get it while it's fresh, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We juice daily. It is a cold pressed juice method, which also helps keep that nutrients in the fruits and vegetables, and it has a clean, clear, crisp taste.
Okay.
Versus like an at-home juicer.
Yeah. Talk about some of these blends and why you chose to present them the way that you are. What will each do for you, or what are you trying to accomplish?
Good. Yeah. So honestly, a lot of them have very similar nutrient values and powers to them. But carrots, this one is kind of this is our gateway, the classic Sasquatch. Excellent source of beta carotene with the carrots in there.
What's the difference between the shots and buying the larger
The shots
container?
are usually a little bit more potent, which can, be a special taste for people. So it's better for a shot of that than the whole bottle.
Yeah, it's just fascinating. If you ever dive in and start, reading about what these natural items, these foods will do for you, I think your mind will just be, I mean, I know that some of the things that I've learned, and it's just really amazing that food is so important. You want it to taste good, but it needs to be working in your body in a very positive way.
It's very much so medicine.
Yeah, there it is. Medicine, the best kind. So you couldn't bring that big old cold press machine over, but you're going to make a smoothie for us today, which you offer in the shop. So talk to us about what you've got here.
Yep, so this is our very popular smoothie. This is the Immunity Boost smoothie. So it has wheatgrass in it, spinach, we have some coconut milk, goji berries, ginger, pineapple, and banana, and maca powder. So all of these combined, we have a very, good source of vitamin C with the maca powder and vitamin K, as well as iron, potassium with the banana as well, and, your fiber in there with the greens.
All right, well, let's combine the ingredients and let's have a smoothie. Yes.
All right.
I'm a fan. I mean, listen, I'm with Rob. The celery is a little hard, but I think it's an acquired taste.
It is an acquired taste. It's very good for you.
Is that designed to make you just go to the bathroom?
No, that's kind of a misconception. These juices are not going to keep you in the bathroom all day or anything like that.
Here we go. And you can make this with coconut, almond, any variation of milk. If you wanted to use Prairie Farms milk, you could do that.
Yep.
That would be completely up to you. So are you finding that when people come in, they're just as interested in the smoothies as the juices, or is there a bigger fan base for this?
The juices are our most popular, yeah. They'll kind of always be the backbone.
And you've started doing food too, right?
We started doing soup, grilled cheeses, we do waffles, we do the smoothie bowls.
Oh, yes.
All right, so the maca is kind of a acquired taste too, so it's a little earthy.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is the caffeine that keeps giving? Is that what that is? I love that, see? That is amazing.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
See, you know what? I've yet to try anything that I didn't enjoy, less the celery. But if you put some ginger in the celery and some lemon or whatever, I would love it. Great job. Thank you so much for coming on. This is really very important stuff. I mean, this makes a difference. And if you have a loved one who's ailing and they can't get out and they can't take care of themselves, don't take them some chocolate, sure, but take them something that would be good for them.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've had multiple customers come to us who, they had just got off some medication and they wanted to kind of reboot their system and boost their immunity, and that's what we're here for.
Working wonders. Thank you again. We appreciate you. And we'll be right back.
What kid doesn't want to catch Santa Claus in action? Every kid.
Right.
This is a Santa cam. Just like a normal ornament on the tree.
Brilliant.
And the kids have a chance of catching Santa in action. How good is that?
And I've been sick with Lyme disease since I was 12. Didn't know I had it till I was 25, but I was blind and deaf on this side and liver, heart failing, couldn't use my legs, had lost my memory. I was very sick.
Lero tu madzi yabwino oti pamene papo tikamamwa ayizokondweretsa oti mudzi uno tere unkhaniyo malungo kapena utsagula ayi mbiri yakale.
Hi, I'm Callie. I'm a family nurse practitioner at Albion Community Health Center. Preventative care is probably what led me into family practice. I was an ER nurse, and so I saw everybody who ignored preventative care. I did a lot of your heart attacks and your strokes and watched their lives crumble away. I really took that as my passion, and that's one thing that I like to talk about my patients, and let us prevent these things because prevention is key.
And this is a real blast from the past. Let me tell you, we've experienced this guy Such a story. Shades of Ken Gray. More than a decade ago, we produced that phenomenal segment. And you've since gone about in your travels and your worldly, and you have even been knighted. Everyone,
Yes, this is
Sir Ken Gray. Oh, are we supposed to do this?
You
or-
are actually supposed to curtsy, and you didn't do it
Oh,
properly.
curtsy.
Go to the back because you're less than.
At least this week, right?
So happy to be here.
Yes.
And as you know, I have moved back to Paducah from LA.
From
I
LA.
have 2 shops in downtown Paducah, which is thriving.
Home.
The first one's called Home, The Inside Matters.
The inside matters.
And that's because, as you know, I firmly feel that way.
Yes, yes.
About interior design and fashion and beauty and everything there within.
You're
So-
looking at some of these pictures. This is Gray Manor that we took years ago. I mean, look at this guy. He goes all out. There's still the mirrored dining room
Right.
is one of my favorite creations
It
of all
was
time.
one of my favorite creations too, and in 30 some odd years of doing interior design, still
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite
Beautiful. And, you know, people will get spoiled because if you're from a small town, you may think, well, there's nothing out here. You know, I need to go to the big city to get the latest, the greatest. But guys like this, and Ken in particular, Sir Ken Gray, he has come back to town and bringing with him all the wares that everyone wants.
things. I bring the good stuff.
Yes, the really good stuff.
You
You,
know,
can
like-
get it in Paducah.
I'm excited today. What I want to do is I want to show you my picks for some of the hottest trending
Christmas.
items for Christmas
Yes.
for everyone in your family.
Difficult people to buy for.
Sure.
Take it away.
Absolutely. So I've got gorgeous pieces like this for the baby. Flying out the shop. I love this. This is one of my favorite things. This is a cookie making set. The kids love this. It's like a rolling pin, but it carves out the shapes of the different cookies.
So
and then they
cute.
have the sprinkle maker device. It's just
Love
darling.
that. Love that.
These are darling. These are little pillowcases
Aw.
that when they lay on them, it makes them look like an elf or
Right.
Santa Claus or the snowman. This, however, is the number one most fabulous thing ever.
Fantastic.
What kid doesn't want to catch Santa Claus in action? Every kid.
Right.
This is a Santa cam.
Oh.
Right? So you put your battery in here and it acts just like these cameras out here, just like a normal ornament on the tree.
Brilliant.
And the kids have a chance of catching Santa in the action. How good is that?
So good, especially if
mean-
he's going to be on that when mom downloads the image and such.
Exactly.
Thank you. Okay.
Brilliant.
Perfect. They thought of everything.
So, you know, that takes care of baby. Even this, you know.
No, those are fantastic.
We've all done these as parents. But this is a handprint kit. So, you know, you can make these, your parents can make these of the kids'
Absolutely.
paws and hang them on the tree. I love it.
Love it. Yep.
It's
So
a good
cute.
thing.
It's
now
a
we're
good
gonna
thing.
we're gonna skip over this middle section. We're gonna go straight to mom.
To mom, who
Okay?
deserves gifts
Mom
year round.
or grandma.
Yes.
You know, nowadays, like all the grandmas, have you noticed they're getting younger and they're kind of cute?
Oh.
These grandmas.
And they
So
expect you to bring them something.
you got to
Often.
bring it. They've brought it to you all these years. You got to bring it to them.
That's right.
So I'm going to start with this. This is my absolute favorite thing.
Perfection.
This is from
People love that.
Chunky Wool Studios. This is the most beautiful throw.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Right.
I want to wear it.
Yes.
I think I could wear this. Right.
Right. Yes.
I love pillows. Everybody who knows me knows I'm a pillow fanatic. Pillows, ties, and shoes. But
Yes.
I love this pillow. This is one of my favorite pillows. It's beautifully felted, gorgeous.
Love it.
Also, just these little happies. You always need the little happies for
Happies.
people, right?
We've heard that word,
That's
yes.
what my mother always called it, little
Little
happies.
happy.
So we always need little happies. We've got like these 3-piece eye masks and soothing candle sets. Just easy to grab, you know, for teachers or
Every mama needs it.
yeah, everybody that you like but maybe don't love. You know, like
Right.
just the
You
small
just wanna make
happy.
them happy.
Yeah. Okay, I'm segueing into the hardest person.
Okay.
Who's the hardest person to buy
Usually
for?
dad.
A
or
guy.
any man
guy.
in your any
guy.
life is
Any
tough.
man in your life is
Unless
hard.
they're these guys, they just want
No,
camera
unless
gear.
you're me. I'm super easy to buy for.
Easy.
So the toughest guy is dad, right? The number one gift, hands down, are these clocks. This is the most coolest industrial techie clock.
That's keeping time.
Yes, it's fabulous. So that's the number one gift.
Dad would love
Also, you know, dads love these types of things. So I've got fun things like this that are like brain teaser, little puzzly.
You need that so
moments.
he doesn't lose his mind later.
Now I've got these stag wine glasses and
Oh, that's beautiful.
yeah, this is
Yes.
very manly. You know,
Impress
a lot
your
of guys
friends.
are very into their wines and drinking nowadays, and so I love this whole moment
Yes.
about
Yes.
using these. And
Right.
with that in mind, we also have these very funny flasks.
Very funny
I'm
flasks.
very
Merry and Bright, Naughty and Nice.
Naughty and Nice, and Define Naughty. Come on, that's funny. So, you know, we have fun stuff, we have sentimental things, just really.
And, you know, it doesn't have to be a lot. Like he said, it could be just a happy, it could be that you thought about them, you just picked up something, you know, nice. And all of this stuff is thoughtful because it will make any space look beautiful and you'll be loved for it. So.
Absolutely.
All
Thank
right.
you, I love you.
Yes.
Ho, ho, ho.
We'll be right back.
She's got that country voodoo. He's gonna love the likes of you.
Basically making him this zombie-ish kind of like guy that
Perfect.
wants to propose and then turning him down. So
yes, that's what he deserves, right?
Absolutely.
My name is Melissa Odell. I'm a family nurse practitioner. I work in Cesar Community Health Center. It is amazing to me in these 3 years that I've been here, the connection that you make within the community with families. And the great thing with a family nurse practitioner is we can just expand on the nursing career that we've already established. We're so accessible. We're in multiple communities. We are available for a wide variety of patients. No matter what their insurance may be, we are available to take care of them.
Hey everybody, I think you need to subscribe to The Spiel on YouTube now.
It's fall. The leaves are changing. It's the best time to camp. At Larry's Trailer Sales, you can find new luxury fifth wheels, along with 23 new cargo trailers and 25 lightweight travel trailers of popular brands such as Jayco and Winnebago. Trade-ins are available. Home of the warranty forever, Larry's Trailer Sales, serving you since 1966.
Forever must have only meant till you found something new. 'Cause I gave you my everything and now she gets all of you. So walk hard on down that lane.
So that was absolutely incredible. We got to hear some of your new music just right out of the studio, and it sounds absolutely amazing. This is Jennifer Lauren of Diamonds and Whiskey, or that's your band, right? Mm-hmm. A very unique sound. How do you classify yourself? What genre do you put yourself in?
My voice, I think, lends country with the accent in the songs, but we're more Southern rock. And then, you know, you throw a little banjo on something, that's what we call country insurance. But we've got kind of a swampy, gritty feel that is unique. People like it. It's still got mainstream sensibility.
What is it for you? Kind of bring us along on that journey, that career choice, and how we're here today.
I started playing piano when I was 4. You know, and my dad only had one arm, but he played piano and he played guitar and banjo, but I only knew him with one arm. He lost it before I was born.
Okay.
So when I was little, I would listen to him play and we would play together, and that's kind of how I started. And he had a phenomenal voice, so we sang together growing up. And then I got to high school and decided to do classical training in opera. And I thought that's where I would go. Mm-hmm. And that's not how that ended up.
No.
I would take no. And so it took me to college, and I found out about rock and roll and rap and all these other genres, and it was just like overload, you
That's
know?
awesome, yeah.
So I fell in love with it.
I do want people to become familiar with your music, so what we're going to do is kind of take them on a journey. We're going to pick 3 videos. You have a plethora of music videos out there, and we're going to show you how to get to that a little bit later on in the show. But the first one, which one did you really enjoyed making it, and you want to share it with the group here?
So my favorite video that we've done so far is Hooks, and it's about being a strong, powerful woman. And so I've got all my girlfriends that do amazing things in the video. 2 of them own a bar together. One's in the Air Force Reserve. One's a cancer survivor and a nurse. And so throughout the video, you have all these women, and it's just them singing the song.
Perfect.
But I really wanted to empower women. So that's Hooks, and it's my fave. Yeah, I love it.
Let's do that. We're going to take a little break and listen to Hooks.
I bat my eyes like a storm, baby. I'll pass through the night. I wreak havoc, then I'm gone by morning light. Oh, I'm dangerous. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'm dangerous. Hazelnut hooks and bombshell good looks. Don't say I didn't warn you. One step from crazy, too far from sane. Holding my
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I understand why you really, appreciate that particular production. What's number 2 on the list?
Backcountry Voodoo. And so it's about casting a spell on a man that breaks your heart. Who
was the man?
Yeah, I know. People ask me all the time. And they're like, who are you writing this about? And I'm like, yeah, I'll keep it to myself. But yeah, I was hurt and angry and wrote it about casting a spell on a man to make him fall back in love with me so I could show him how it felt and then deny him. So in the video, which was shot outside of Nashville, Lexi Burke, who is huge right now, she did the video, and it's really cool. Basically making him this zombie-ish kind of like guy that wants to propose and then turning him down. So
yes, that's what he deserves, right?
Absolutely.
We're going to take a little listen.
Devil works it, I don't mind. So cast your spell and bide your time. If revenge is your goal, trade your soul. Secrets die here, no one will know. That country voodoo is gonna love the likes of you. Pinch of regret, shake of hate. I stir that pot, yeah, you just wait. Devil works it, I don't mind. So cast your spell and bide your time. If revenge is your goal, trade your soul. Secrets die here, no one will know. No will. No,
And this next one I really like because I happen to be an enormous fan of Charlie Daniels. We were able to interview him years ago and just near and dear to our heart. But you actually had the courage, and I love this about you, you decided to remake one of his most famous songs, The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Yes, we put our spin on it, left a lot of the originality in it, of course, but everybody seems to love it. And we did real devilish makeup, went way beyond where most people do because I like to push the envelope. Amazing makeup artist, Logan, who's here. And it's really eerie and spooky, and shot at Stump House Tunnel, which is a historic stone tunnel. And it's just amazing. So you got to check it out. You're going to love it.
And you
really
did
cool.
license it, so it's
We
yours.
did,
Who got
yeah.
the fiddle part?
Elena Gentry. She's incredible. You got to check her out. The Flaming Red Head. And we did a girl spin on it. So the devil's a girl, which, it might make sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
we're angels, though, here on the set of The Spiel, right? All right, your music is remarkable. I know people want to know more about you. So when we come back, we're going to do a little reminiscing and discussing what life's been all about for you, okay? All right, we'll be right back.
Devil bowed her head because she knew that she'd been beat. Laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Jenny's feet. Well, Jenny said, devil, just come on back if you ever want to try again. 'Cause I told you once, you son of a gun, I'm the best day's ever been. Fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. The devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the bread pan, picking out dough. Granny does your dog by no child, no. No.
Regenerative procedures come into use if we lose a tooth. And I've had a lot of people come to me and say, well, I had a tooth pulled. And I'll say, okay, has there been any discussion about what comes after that? Because removing the tooth should never be the end all of a discussion when it comes to having to remove a tooth.
My name's Matthew Jacobs, and I never knew what I wanted to do in high school. If you're hesitant on coming to John A. Logan, you need to jump in with both feet. There's so many opportunities here that you wouldn't even know about just reading it on a website or in a book. It worked for me, and it's worked for many others that I've met. Between job opportunities and experience, the things you gain here are no match to anything else out there.
And we are on set with Jennifer Lauren of Diamonds and Whiskey, and she's just been remarkable to watch. You just saw some of her music videos, and we look forward to much more music. Talk a little bit about what it is that you want from this career, and why did you choose music?
I think music chose me. I don't know that I actually decided on it, I couldn't get it out of my soul. You know, so
Right.
if you're a musician, most musicians would say that you just got to do it. So
Right.
I have to do it. I was never going to be truly whole until I was doing it. Now
That's important. People need to know that a lot of what you hear her perform, they are real life experiences, maybe twists on them and such. And it's not been an easy road. We've got a child to talk about. You're a mama. You've had some health issues with Lyme disease and cancer and all those things. Anything that we go through in life, it really helps to shape us into who we are. And man, is it going to come out in your music?
Oh, thank you. I didn't even know I could write music until about 8 years ago, and then that became my therapy. And I've been sick with Lyme disease since I was 12. Didn't know I had it till I was 25, but I was blind and deaf on this side, and liver, heart failing, couldn't use my legs, had lost my memory. I was very sick in my mid-20s, and yeah, I don't know. It was a time of despair for me, but you know, I'm getting through it, and I'm still fighting Lyme disease. I still go through. I've had 6 ports and IV meds, lost my hair. You know, I went through.
Incredible, and those boots.
Thank you. Shoes are that's my weakness.
Yeah.
And then you know, I've had 2 preemie babies. You know, my son was 1 pound. My daughter was 2 pounds 13 ounces. My son was trached until he was 10, feeding tube. He is incredible. So I've experienced that, and then ended up with thyroid cancer and a lot of other health problems. So yeah,
You're a pretty strong lady.
Yeah, I didn't see myself that way, and I didn't really want to talk about it. So this was my problem the first couple years. I write songs about it, but I didn't want to do interviews about it. I didn't want to tell people about my story because I'm very private. But once it started getting out in podcasts and this, that, and the other, I started getting messages from people, women in particular, you know, single moms, that have been through so much, and saying I inspired them, and I was like, oh my God, me, you know.
That's right.
So now that's become my whole purpose in my music, is to make sure people know they can get through anything. Like,
Amen.
really. So
Absolutely love that.
that's my passion now.
You've been able to show up for some pretty big names too, right?
Yeah.
Talk about some of those people you've been able to front for.
Oh gosh, we've played CCMF a couple of times with Thomas Rhett, Darius Rucker, Luke Combs, Kelsey Ballerini,
awesome.
Lindsay L, Lone Star, Sammy Kershaw. Gosh, we're opening for David Lee Murphy in the spring for a whole tour.
I love your international flair. You've really been accepted overseas.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that and that notoriety.
Yeah, my first album, Heartbreak Queen, has done so well in Europe, and we've topped the European ACMs 5 times now with 5 different songs, and have walk hard climbing at this moment. And this is
That
my
is
sophomore album, Blonde Ambition. And
That's
so yeah, we've done really well over there, and Italy, Australia, New Zealand in particular. Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, some other things that I guess your creed, if you would. Nothing is fair. Don't expect it to be.
Nope.
You just need some thick skin, or
Yeah, I tell my kids that all the time. They are not allowed to say it's not fair. Life is not fair. If you're expecting it to be fair all the time, you're going to be sadly disappointed.
don't make excuses.
No, just get it done.
I love that. And then finally, it's okay to cry.
Yeah, that took me a long time. That's one that took me a long time to learn. It's okay. You know, it's okay to let your guard down sometimes, and it's okay to trust people even after you've been hurt.
Absolutely.
That's another thing I had to learn. You got to let your walls down, and even if you're going to get hurt again, you got to do it.
Yeah, God has a plan for you, and you just have to meander your way. And I mean, you're an absolute inspiration. I know people are going to want to follow you, and I'm sorry they're going to ask you questions and share their experiences, but a lovely lady, find her online. Is there a way that you prefer for people to reach out?
You know, we're bigger on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
You know, I started on Facebook, and then Instagram's really kind of starting to take over. We just started a TikTok, but I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn with
Some of these guys out here.
Yeah, with the tickety talk. Yeah, but diamondsandwhiskeyBand.com. Our tour information's there, and we're getting ready to throw up a bunch of dates for next year. So we're already booked well into the summer. So yeah, check us out. Come see a show.
Beautiful.
Probably like it a lot.
Godspeed.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. And this show is designed to take you on a bunch of twists and turns, and we even had Jacob twist earlier. And
that was fun to watch.
That was fun to watch,
That was fun to
wasn't it?
watch.
Yes, this show is to be entertaining, and I know that you have just been enamored with the fact that one of our guests today might have had some relations or worked with some of the cast and crew of the Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I have not seen it.
I was very excited when I found that out because
Yes.
I loved Game of Thrones except for the ending, obviously, but it was such a fun ride while I was watching it.
Okay. And I know that, it does contain some graphic scenes, so much so that Daniel, who is a leader in our studio here, he turned it off. So I respect that. Because apparently you just have to decide if it's right for you. And I guess it's
not for some people.
It's packed full of just
It's very inappropriate.
It's very inappropriate.
Inappropriate.
Inappropriate. Okay.
It's
Yes.
inappropriate.
It's
That's our word of the day.
It's
very inappropriate.
All right. So anyway, you've thought so much about this that you would like to challenge some people to a little bit of trivia.
Yeah, I wanted to. I asked earlier who had watched Game of Thrones, and most of our crew has. I think 2 of them have not. First question: what is the name of Jon Snow's direwolf?
A ghost.
Oh, he had it wrong, and then he got it right. It is a ghost.
Ghost.
All right.
Prescott. Ding. 1. Okay.
How many fingertips does Stannis Baratheon chop off Davos' hand or hands?
What?
4.
That is correct.
I guess.
Jacob.
It's 4.
Jacob 1. Prescott 1. Okay.
Who is King of Westeros when the series begins?
Rob Baratheon.
Me Baratheon.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That is correct.
Look at Brandon. Okay, we've got to. This is the deciding
This
question.
will be the deciding one.
Yeah.
This one is a little bit difficult, so let's see. Which tongue is commonly used by the priests or priestesses of R'hllor? I don't know how to pronounce it. R'hllor?
Tick, tick, tick,
Is it Latin?
No.
Any Latin?
It's one of the main languages that was spoken of in the show. They even mention it by name. There's a steel that's named after it.
True Seal. Valerian?
Valerian. Hi, Valerian.
Oh, good job.
Brandon is the winner.
Good job.
I'm the nerd.
He wins absolutely nothing. That's right. That's right.
He wins a crisp high five.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
High five. Yes, yes, yes. So, what'd you think? Show was pretty good?
It was great.
All right.
It was so much fun.
I know that you enjoyed the juice cap being in the kitchen because you're a fan of all those juices, except for the
It's the celery.
celery, and more
The celery, more celery.
They don't even combine.
And then
for
anyone that has cucumber in it.
I love
I can't.
cucumber.
It tastes like dirt.
I
Literally, it
even
tastes
do
like dirt to
cucumber
me.
water.
It's like I'm
No.
drinking like wet grass.
Right in. That's not right. Rob at Spielon.com. He doesn't know what he's talking about. No.
My opinion is not right. I
It
apologize.
is not right. Okay. All right. Well, any other unfinished business before we get out of here?
No, I'm good to go.
All right. I think we did issue a challenge, or we requested that people, if they want to be on the show, to start posting, which we've had people do on our Facebook.
Right.
Or to email us. You could email Rob at Spielon.com, Angie at Spielon.com.
Yeah, either one.
Yeah. Subscribe, like, share, post.
All of those things,
All of
definitely.
those things.
Yeah, click that notification bell. If you're on YouTube, if you're seeing this on Fox, you can't click a notification bell.
No, that'd just be weird.
Set your DVR.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Welcome back to the Spiel. It's your boy, Jacob. Today,
Oh, hi. Okay. Bit of behind the scenes action.
yeah.